Hey guys, I wanted to get around to talking about this because it's so important for the game Magic the Gathering. One of the biggest issues in the past year or so that people have been bringing up is the quality of counterfeit Magic cards. Are they able to fool you? Are they able to fool experts? It seems they're coming out with newer ones, newer generation counterfeit cards, and they seem to be more realistic. I've heard rumors about guys bringing these to Grand Prix. I don't follow that coverage much. So if it's true, that's crazy, but it's further proof that this game is really struggling. It's going through a really big rough spot right now. When you have counterfeits, it just decreases the confidence in your game, the quality of your cards. If we are entering an age of Magic the Gathering when you can easily mistake a counterfeit card for the real one, what does that say to people who just want to come into your local game store and start playing Magic when they can be easily manipulated into buying fake cards? Think about the legal consequences for something like this too. If you're a local game store and you're trying to sell some cards and you're trying to buy cards, maybe you get fooled. I'm not saying every single local game store has the best intentions and that they won't try to sell you a fake card just to make some easy money. But there's no doubt in my mind that there are local game store owners who may not be as experienced in Magic the Gathering. They just really like playing it to the point where they're willing to sell cards in a store who could easily be fooled by counterfeit cards to the point where they would actually sell them thinking that they're real. Think about the legal consequences of someone going in there buying those cards who actually does know the difference between that one and the real one. You could get sued. You could get sued for trying to sell a fake product, advertising it as real to pretty much everyone else who walked in that store. Do you think you're going to survive as a game store owner if you have to go through that? Probably not. You're probably not even going to want to do it anymore. If you're that easily fooled by counterfeit cards, why are you even owning a store? Now, that is probably going to be a fringe minority of store owners that would be easily fooled like that. I do believe that most of them know how to tell a real card from a fake card, especially ones that are pure game stores centered around Magic the Gathering, not just comic book stores that sell Magic cards and occasionally run events. You know, the old school, been playing since the 90s Magic players, they probably will be able to tell the difference between real and fake cards the best. They've been around the longest, they've been touching these cards all the time, whether it's all the way back in Legends or even the newer cards. But even then, there's no doubt in my mind that eventually counterfeit cards are going to be good to the point where they can easily fool these people as well. And all it really takes is someone trying to file a lawsuit out of spite, anything like that. When local game store successes are incredibly low, when you have to deal with legal shit like this, there's no doubt in my mind even fewer people are going to want to become game store owners. And we're not even talking about the financial aspect of people looking at this game as an investment because of the reserve list. You could talk about the what's the guy's name, Martin Shkreli, really shady people like that are just looking at this game like stocks, which kind of takes away from a lot of the people that just want to play this game because of the game and who collect the cards because of sentimental value. No, you just have people that don't even know why the hell a Black Lotus is good, wanting to buy out whatever Black Lotuses they can find and hoard them. And this isn't even just for Power 9 cards like that everybody would assume people are going after. You could just go after any reserved list card. It could be a freaking Narwhals, it could be Soldevi Excavations, it could be cards that don't see any play that are on the reserve list. People could just buy these out. And when you think about how arbitrarily they've been enforcing the reserve list, it makes no sense at all. It makes no sense to me. I don't know what the hell the reserved list is for when they've changed it. Oh, it can be reprinted as a Judge promo, or it was reprinted then, so now it's no longer on the reserve list. Can somebody please explain to me why the reserve list is so goddamn confusing? And if it is confusing, why don't they just fix it? Why don't they actually fix it to where everybody knows what exactly is going on? What cards are specifically on the reserve list and which cards are not? Because you kind of get into this really tricky area when it comes to reprinting really old cards from Urza's Saga or Legends, and you don't know for certain, hey, this is a rare from one of these sets. Why is it not on the reserve list? Because I just don't think they can justify it. I don't think they can actually justify why they have a list and they've just gone about enforcing it in the weirdest way possible, where they don't even pay attention to the cards on the reserve list themselves. It's just really confusing. These are confusing times for everybody, between people looking at this like the stock market and you have people looking to counterfeit cards to make a huge profit that way. It's just a perfect storm happening right now. It's not necessarily a bad thing though. I think in order to build a solid foundation situation, you have to sometimes hit rock bottom. And I think we're getting to that point in Magic the Gathering where we're about to hit that rock bottom of, can they screw us over anymore? Can they give us terrible WPN products? Can they screw over the local game stores any more than they're doing right now? And I honestly don't think they can. I think it can only really get better from here without completely just destroying the game of Magic. I'm not going to be one of those people who's constantly saying, oh, the game's dying, because it's never going to be completely dead. Either rules are bad, standards bad, it stalls in popularity, or it decreases in popularity. Do I think the player base has shrunk by half? Do I think the player base has shrunk by 50%, like I think some people were saying? No, probably not, but it's probably shrunk by some percentage. May not be completely by half, but I do think that confidence in this game has gone down. Even if it's just by a little bit, it's still significant. The game is far from dead. May have people complaining about it till the end of time, saying it might die one day, but there's a difference between dying and actually being dead, and we shouldn't ignore that either. I think if the game is suffering, we should call it out. If they're giving us terrible products, we should call it out. If they're refusing to address any problems with the reserve list, if they're refusing to address any problems with counterfeit cards, we should call it out. I mean, these are actual problems. This isn't just an overreaction, and it has nothing to do with politics. I'm not going to be one of those guys that just complains that their political ideology is somehow going to ruin the game of Magic. No, I think if the product is still good, I don't give a shit. I really don't care about your political ideology if the game is actually doing well. But I'm not going to bullshit people if they're talking about the economy of Magic the Gathering. It's very bad, but it will get better. I'm not going to completely be cynical on my channel when it comes to Wizards of the Coast. I think these are terrible times, but it's not dead. I don't think it's anywhere near close to dead. I just think, again, we have to hit rock bottom before we can improve, and it may take a couple years of declining sales before they actually realize, hey, maybe we should consult the consumer base. Maybe we should consult our players, see what they want. I mean, these are the people buying our boxes, buying packs, buying singles. They're the reason why we have our nice cushy careers at Wizards of the Coast. It might not be a bad idea to consult us, even if it's just paying attention to some of the YouTube channels that talk about it. I'm not going to toot my own horn here because I know I'm far from the largest Magic the Gathering YouTube channel. They're probably not going to pay attention to what I have to say, but if enough smaller channels are saying something about it, it might be worthy of their attention. You never know. Even on Twitter, we do have a voice. This isn't me saying, oh my gosh, let's just wage war on WotC. So many people want to go that route. It shouldn't be about retaliation. It should be about caring about the game enough to want to make improvements and tell them the improvements that they should be making. You guys let me know what you think would be appropriate, how to handle the counterfeit issue, how to handle the reserve list. It's confusing as hell to me. You guys have a wonderful day. Void here signing off. See you all next video.